Most people think they struggle with their diet because they don't know what to eat, but that's not the real problem. You already know you should eat more protein, fewer processed foods, and stop overeating late at night. But even when you know what to do, you don't always do it, and that's frustrating. The thing is, every time you tell yourself that you're gonna stay consistent and you don't, you start to trust yourself less and less. Your diet isn't the problem. The real problem is you keep breaking promises to yourself. If you don't know me, my name's Nick Kaufman. I'm an online fitness coach, and I specialize in helping people build muscle and confidence so that they can dominate the world physically and mentally. In this video, I'm going to show you how to build unbreakable diet discipline so that staying consistent actually becomes a part of who you are, not something you have to force. Good news is your diet isn't the issue. If you have a meal plan, nutrition plan, or any of that, that's not your issue. If you don't have a diet plan, if you don't have a nutrition plan, that's an issue. If you need one, you can hit me up. But with no plan, you have no direction, and you're probably not going to be able to achieve the physique you want. 80% of your physique is built in the kitchen. So you definitely need to have a nutrition plan, meal plan, something to guide you and keep you going on the right direction. But if you are one of those people who already has a plan for your nutrition, that's not the issue. Because we all know basic nutrition. We all know eat more protein, avoid junk food, don't overeat. So knowledge isn't the issue. Your issue is you keep breaking promises to yourself. So the real issue is self-trust. Every time you say you're going to follow your diet and you don't, you weaken your ability to trust yourself. Discipline is built on keeping promises to yourself. So that's exactly why I'm going to show you how to build unbreakable diet discipline in this video. First things first, you need to understand what your identity is. People think that dieting is about food, and it isn't. It's about who you believe you are. Are you someone who says, I'm trying to eat better? Or are you somebody who says, I'm trying to take care of my body? Those two people act completely different, and behavior follows identity. So the goal isn't dieting. The goal is becoming the person who doesn't break promises to themselves. So you need to understand your identity more than you understand the food. The second thing is that your motivation is weak. Your motivation fluctuates. Your system isn't built the right way. If you have motivation that comes and goes, you feel motivated on Monday and Tuesday, but you don't feel motivated on Thursday and Friday night, your system is broken. Disciplined people don't rely on motivation. They rely on strong systems. And when I say strong systems, I mean consistent routines. Me personally, I eat the same 4 dinners 6 days a week, dude. I eat chicken and rice, chicken and pasta, beef and rice, beef and pasta. Those are my 4 dinners in rotation. I've been eating them for the past 2 months, and I'm looking great. I feel great. Why? Because those are foods I like. Those are macro dense foods, high in protein, low in fat. Chicken and the lean beef, those are whole foods. And then I have the high carb, good for energy, the pasta and the rice. Those are great foods. Those are great options that keep me on the same schedule, because the less decisions that I have, the more consistent I'm going to be. And that can be similar to you, dude. Less decisions equal more consistency. People rely on systems, and you need a system. You can eat the same breakfast or eat the same lunches or eat the same dinners. And this helps eliminate decision fatigue. The less decisions you have, the more consistency you have. This is also why you need to set up an environment for you to win, because the environment controls your behavior. Your environment influences your diet more than your willpower. So if you have bad food in your kitchen, you have junk food in your kitchen, you're eventually going to eat it, right? You don't want it to go bad. You don't want it to spoil. But if you don't have any of that stuff, if you only have healthy foods prepped and ready, that's all you'll eat, dude. For example, I prep my meals, those 4 meals I was talking about. I prep those Sunday night, and I eat those Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. If healthy food is prepped and ready, then you'll eat that. And that's exactly what I do in my daily life. I prep my meals on Sunday, and I have my meals to eat for the whole week. So if you need to, delete those food delivery apps, start prepping your meals. Don't shop when you're hungry, because when you're shopping when you're hungry, you're going to make bad decisions. And keep healthy foods visible, and don't have those junk foods in your house, because discipline becomes easy when the environment supports it. If you're in an environment that doesn't support discipline, it's going to be so much harder to be consistent with your diet and with your nutrition when you have all these vices surrounding you. You have all this junk food surrounding you. But if you only have healthy options surrounding you, that's all you're going to be able to eat. That's all you're going to get. The next thing that you need to focus on is your standards over your feelings. Goals are future based. Say you want to lose weight or you want to gain muscles, your standards are the daily rules. You don't rise to your goals, you fall to your standards. So if your protein goal is 150 grams per day, you need to minimum hit 150 grams per day because 150 grams is your standard, right? You don't binge because you're stressed. That's not your standard. You need to be following your plan regardless of your mood because your standard is discipline. Your standard is now consistency. And when you have these set standards, these are what remove negotiation. When you have a standard, you're not fighting internally with yourself. You're not fighting externally with someone else like, oh, we should go here. We should eat this. We should eat that. It's no, this is my standard. I'm eating this meal. It's already prepared for me. I'm consistent and I'm disciplined with my diet. And this is what's going on. This is what's going to give me the results that I want. This is what's going to give me the six pack. This is what's going to give me the summer body, right? This is what's going to give me the physique I want. So these are my standards and these are now non-negotiable. Your standards become before your feelings and they come before the other people's feelings as well. Because if you want to be successful, you have to put you first. You have to put your standards first. And you need to win the next 24 hours. I think most people fail diets because they think way too far ahead. They think about dieting for months and for years instead of just focusing on today. You need to focus on winning today because if you win today, then when tomorrow comes, you can win tomorrow. But if you don't win today, that sets you up with a less likely chance of winning tomorrow. But if you win today, that sets you up with a much higher chance of winning tomorrow. And I'm no statistics guy, but I know the statistics are better if you win today of winning tomorrow. So focus on hitting your calories today, hitting your protein today, following your nutrition plan today, because great physiques are disciplined physiques, and those are built by stacking hundreds of disciplined days, stacking one by one by one by one by one. You also need to have emotional eating awareness. You need to be aware of when you're stressed, when you're bored, when you're trying to give yourself rewards, right? So many people think they're hungry, they're not. You're stressed or you're bored or you just did something hard, so you're going to reward yourself with a sweet treat, or you're influenced socially by a friend or a family member who's like, let's do this, let's do that. And you need to be aware of what's going on. You need to be aware of how you're feeling emotionally. If you're tired, don't go and sit on the couch and eat ice cream to relax. If you're stressed, don't go and sit on the couch and eat fudge brownies to relax. Or if you just completed a hard project at your job, don't go and buy cheese fries to celebrate. Like, be aware of your emotions controlling you. Because if you want to be consistent and disciplined, you want to be disciplined with this diet, you have to be aware of things trying to pull you away from your goals. Something that you can do when these emotions arise is you can pause and ask yourself a question. Am I hungry or am I uncomfortable? Because food shouldn't be a coping mechanism. Food is fuel. So if you pause and you ask yourself, am I hungry or am I uncomfortable? And it's like you're in a weird situation. It's like, okay, now you're going to stress eat, or now, you're going to boredom eat, right? Or now it's like you're being peer pressured and you're going to go eat, right? You're being peer pressured to go out to the bar and get some beers. And now you're going to go out and now you're going to have 5, 10 beers. Now you just put so many empty calories into your body. No, stop, ask yourself, am I hungry or am I uncomfortable? And if the answer isn't I'm dead hungry, I'm starving, you're not hungry and you shouldn't be going and getting things that are not on your plan. You need to stick to your plan. You need to stay disciplined because, again, food is fuel, so use it that way. The next thing, never miss twice. This is some real David Goggins type of stuff, right? And it's because nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. But momentum is everything. Momentum is everything. If you miss one day, that's fine. Get it the next day. But as soon as you miss 2 days in a row, 3 days in a row, it's like a downhill spiral. So everyone messes up. The difference is people that are disciplined recover immediately. One day off, they're back the next day. There's no, okay, 2 days are bad, 3 days are bad. It's yes, everybody has a bad day here and there. But again, as soon as they have a bad day, they recover immediately. One bad meal doesn't ruin your diet, right? 10 bad meals does ruin. Quitting for multiple days does ruin it, right? But missing once and then hitting the next day, you're right back on track, because then you can hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hit 20 days again after that one day. And that one day is irrelevant now, right? Because you're back on, you're going. And now you're at 50, 100 days because you've been on. And then boom, you miss another day on the 100th one day. But it doesn't matter because now you hit 200 days after. So the rule you should put in place if you want to be disciplined with your diet is never miss twice. Never have two cheat meals. Never have two off days. Never miss cows 2 days. Never miss protein 2 days. Never let yourself slip down that downhill slope. And that's exactly how you're going to be able to build unbreakable diet discipline. But additionally, on to that, because I got you guys, accountability really changes everything, right? Most people don't lack knowledge. Again, we live in 2026. The internet is free. AI is free. You can get ChatGPT, you can get Claude, you can get all these different things. So you don't lack knowledge. You lack structure. You lack accountability. When someone has a plan, when someone has a system, when someone's checking in, consistency improves dramatically. This is why it's so helpful to have a coach in your corner. This is why it's so helpful to have that voice in the back of your head telling you, hey, you got to do this. Hey, you got to do that. Hey, we got to do this. Hey, we got to do that. We've got to check in. We've got to track these things. Because when you have someone holding you to a higher standard, you perform at a higher level. And if you're someone who really wants to perform at a higher level, then feel free to reach out to me for coaching, because I would love to help you perform at the highest level possible. If you watch this whole thing and realize you actually know what to do, but you're struggling to stay consistent, that's exactly the gap coaching fills. Most people don't need more information. Everybody has Google, everybody has ChatGPT. Most people need structure, accountability, and a clear plan, and someone keeping them aligned with standards they set for themselves. Because it's hard to build discipline in isolation. And that's why athletes, executives, and high performers all have coaches. If you want help building real consistency with your nutrition, training, and mindset, that's exactly what I specialize in. I work with people who are serious about improving how they look, how they feel, and how they show up in their life. So if you're ready to stop starting over every Monday and actually start building momentum, you can reach out to me using the links in my bio, and we'll talk about where you're currently at, where you want to be, and what it's going to take for you to get there. And if you took anything from this video, even a little bit of value, make sure to like, drop me a comment, and subscribe so I can do more videos like this in the future. Peace.